equal. You should still be able to hear me without any issues at all. If somebody could just reconfirm that you can hear me okay and that the audio is okay. Okay, and Graham just asked, when will the Marketing University be up and running? We actually had our first session yesterday. So, yep, that first session was yesterday, and we will be running that every other Thursday. All right, so next Thursday will not be the Marketing University, but the following Thursday. So we're also going to be moving the Demo University to a similar schedule. I'll just talk to you a little bit about that, seeing as how Graham's raised the question. There's a lot of information that we're pumping out at the moment, and I know for many of you, you would like to be able to attend each one of these, but it's a big chunk out of your week to have to try and come along to 2 sessions. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to start running the Demo University on a Thursday as well. We're going to send this out to you in an email, just updating you and letting you know. So the way it will work is, for example, today, Friday, it's the last of our Friday Demo University. Next week, we move to Thursday. So next week on Thursday, we'll have the Demo University. Then the following Thursday will be the Marketing University. The Thursday after that, we'll be back to the Demo University. The Thursday after that, then we go to the Marketing University, and so on. So hopefully that makes sense. So we will move these. Okay, so getting some feedback. You don't like Thursday, they should be on Monday or Friday when it's slow for sales. So again, let me ask you the question. How many people would actually prefer a Friday or a Monday and not the Thursday? So do you want to just quickly jump on? Why don't I do a poll? Because we like polls. We like to be interactive. So I'm going to quickly set up a poll. 1 second, folks. Manage polls. Here we go. And I'll just create a poll, create new. Which day is better for our sessions? All right, so we've got Thursday or we've got Friday. And then I'm going to save that. And let's launch our poll. Which day is better for our sessions? Launch. And let's see what everybody thinks. Okay, Friday looks like it's coming out a clear winner. Friday, all right, 88% of you have voted. Give it a couple more seconds, see if we can get 100% of people voting. We like to go for the majority. Okay, 94%, and Friday is still the clear winner. I bet you I know who voted for Thursday. It was probably Graham, because Friday for us here in the US is, I think it's Saturday morning for him, or Saturday night. Okay. All right, looks like Friday is the winner, folks. So we're going to move to Friday. I like to be responsive to my audience. So we're going to move these sessions to Friday, and it will be the same time slot, so 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on a Friday, and we will then move to an alternating time frame. So next Friday will be the Demo University. The following Friday will be the Marketing University, then Demo, then Marketing, then Demo, then Marketing. And I know Charlie Horton, who works with me on the partner program, has joined us for today's session. So right now he's probably standing there tearing his hair out because he's got to change a whole bunch of things on the portal. But again, we like to make sure that we're responsive to what you guys want. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, and we'll go ahead and we'll reschedule the timing for these sessions. All right, good. So let's. Oh, it is Friday over there, still in the UK, so that's a good thing. All right, so great. Let me just close the poll, and we'll put that one to bed. And let's just dive back in to our Acumatica system. And while I've got you, I wanted to take you through a couple of changes before we get into the full content for our sessions. As you probably know, I am running a number of demo systems for Acumatica. And we had quite a good response from all of you putting your hands up and saying, hey, Richard, we'd love to have access to one of your demo systems. And unfortunately, what happened was mea culpa, through inexperience, this is only my 4th or 5th month now at Acumatica, through inexperience, I kind of misconfigured one of the servers and overloaded it a little bit, so it can happen to the best of us, or the worst of us in my case. And so the performance on those servers was not optimal. So what have I done? I've actually we've now moved to a point where we've actually got 6 servers running, and we dedicated one of those servers to a public site. So it's always going to be up and running, and it's always going to be nice and fast. But the rest of the servers that you guys will be able to access as partners will be spread across 5 other servers. All right. So that means that if you already have one of those sites set up and running, I need you to let me know if you've customized your data, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to be setting up all of those sites again from scratch. And I am going to be allocating each of you in a round-robin fashion each of those servers, so that people then don't get overloaded on any one of those servers. So the new URL that we're now using is tryacumatica.com. So if you just want to go to the main server and just see how that's running, don't everybody jump onto it now. I mean, you can if you want, but you know, that's at www.tryacumatica.com. But then what will happen is I will set up your demo environment for you on one of the partner machines. And right now, I've finished setting up the first 3, so they are at P1.tryacumatica.com, P2, and P3. So very, very shortly, there'll also be a P4 and a P5. And then you will have your own URL underneath that. So for example, if I was setting up a company database, a demo system for Graham in the UK, it would be, for example, p3.tryacumatica.com/KISS, because Graham's company is Keep It Simple Software. All right. So hopefully that makes sense. And as I said, I will be moving everybody across onto the very latest demo data system. Now, whilst we're talking about that, let me just give you a quick look at that, because I think it's important for everyone to start getting familiar with that very latest demo data that we have that we've made available. Now, our sales engineer extraordinaire, Doug Johnson, has been working very hard to put together a new set of demo data for you. And so that's now available, and it's now available for you on the portal. And the big thing about this new demo data is that it includes a whole new set of demonstration data. And that's what you're seeing on the screen right now. So there is all new dashboards, a whole new set. So you can see these have all been revamped. There are new dashboards set up to show how people can manage their sales tasks with a slightly new look and feel in the iconography that we're using. You've then got your shipping dashboard, which again is an example of what we, this is just like a standard dashboard. And then what we've also got is we've got these examples of what we call flows. So here's an example of a process flow where you can click on any one of these icons and it will take you specifically to that particular screen that is related to that function. All right, so those are there. So there's a distribution flow, there is a CRM flow, and there's a financial flow as well. So these are designed to give you a much more modern look and feel when you're utilizing the software. So hopefully you'll enjoy using these. One of the other things with these new demos is that there is a new set of demo scripts that will be made available for you. So Doug is just finalizing those, but if you want to go ahead and start using this demo data, it's highly recommended. Now, one of the other great things about this demo data, and you can see I've actually been playing around with it. I've just been recording some new demos utilizing this system and utilizing these pages. I've been adding in some linkages through to social media and so on and so forth. But the other good thing about these demo pages is that if you go in and you start looking at the data that's in there, for example, if I dive across here into distribution, I go and I start looking at my sales orders, and I go in and start doing reporting, you're going to notice that all of the data that's in here, so if I go and do my sales order details by customer report, one of the things that you'll notice, I've created a template here for the Virginia warehouse. If I run this one, nothing's going to happen because there's nothing in Virginia retail warehouse. But if I go and execute this report, you'll notice that the data is all 2014, 2013, 2000, and yes, well, it's not 2015 because it's not there yet. Or are we? What year is it? I really have no idea. That's a sad commentary on my life. No, it's 2014. So this demo data is up to date. It's much more applicable to doing your demonstration scenarios. So you won't ever get into the what we call the widget syndrome. And widget syndrome is when you start showing things that are misaligned with what the prospective customer is interested in looking at, and because of that they switch off, they can't identify with it. And having demo data that's incorrect or out of date or anything like that is a classic example of that widget syndrome where that can cause you some problems. All right, so again, the great thing about this is that you can all have your own demo connection. You just need to make sure, if you haven't already done so, you send me through a request, and then I will set up a dedicated demo instance for you. So right now, if you just want to send people to the public one, it's at www.tryacumatica.com, and I'm going to leave that page because that's okay. And you'll see that's the tryacumatica.com page, and the username admin and password is 123, and then it just takes you straight in. So that's the public one, all right? So that's open for anybody to use, but then all of our partner systems, they will sit at one of the partner servers, which will be p1.tryacumatica.com or p2 or p3. All right. So, and then there will be a slash, and then there will be your specific company instance. All right. So send me an email if you haven't got one of those environments set up for you, and let me just pop it into the chat so you've got it there. Public access radio. No, public access is at http:// and then www.tryacumatica.com. All right. So again, if you click on that, you'll see that's the page that it will take you to. All right, and it's all been loaded up with the very latest demonstration data. Now, one of the other things, seeing as how we're talking about this, I have just also updated the Acumatica 5.0 beta site, and you can find that at http://beta.tryacumatica.com. All right, so that will take you to our version 5 system, and let me just move that across. Again, same scenario there, admin and 1, 2, 3, and that will take you into an Acumatica 5.0 demonstration environment. But again, remember, this is beta software, so with great power comes great responsibility. Just be aware that because it is a beta, you may encounter issues with running it, and you should be very careful if you are going to recommend to your customers or prospective customers that they go ahead and have a play around with this, because again, it is a beta. But one of the things we like to do is make your life easy and make that information available for you as well. All right. Now, if by chance you do decide that you would like to have your own demo data set on the beta systems, let me know, and if I can, I'll provision that for you. First in, first served. I will potentially have to bring up some extra servers if we get extra demand for it. But anyway, we'll see exactly what happens. All right. So there you go. Any other questions on that topic before we move off? Now, if by chance you have your own system up and running, your own demo system, and you want to grab hold of the latest demo data set, there are two places you can go to get it. All right. The first place where you can go to get it, funnily enough, is partner.acumatica.com. All right. So if you log into this site with your username and your password, not my username and password, but your own, one of the things you'll find is that if you go here into our demo materials, Doug has updated the demo data, and you'll see here is the link, new demo data, August 2014. Well, it's actually now been updated in September. So the data begins January 2013. You can see the changes that have been made. You can download a snapshot here of that data, or the other place you can go to get it is, of course, you can go into Evernote, and I think I've got it running here somewhere. And if you go into Evernote, come on, where are you? There you are. If you go into Evernote, I've got a little bit of a glitch with my Evernote at the moment for some reason. I'm not quite sure why, but the last couple of times when I've upgraded it, it keeps coming in and telling me that it's got these little issues, so I just have to keep hitting ignore, and then it will finally work its way through. So in Evernote, you will find that you have the Acumatica Sales Toolkit. I'm assuming that you've all signed up for that by now. Again, I did get a little bit behind in terms of adding people to the Sales Toolkit, but if you go into the Sales Toolkit now, you'll see it there. You've got the Acumatica demo data, which has been enhanced. All right, so that's there, the new set of data. So that's a snapshot which you can pull down and you can bring into your system. Michael, all you need to do to get access to the Evernote Sales Kit is to email me and ask for access if you haven't already done so, and I will give you that access, and then you'll be able to basically download it. All you need to do is have access to an Evernote account. All right. A couple of other things that you'll notice that are up on Evernote as well now. I'm starting to put together, whenever I find it, some additional industry-related information, which you will hopefully find useful. So, for example, I know many of you are concentrating on selling to the wholesale distribution space. So I have put in a document here, or actually a couple of documents that I found on supply chain priorities, and also with the idea of helping you walk the walk and talk the talk, a document here on understanding sales, inventory, operations, planning. Because one of the key areas that you've heard me talk about for quite some time is value, is selling the value, but not just selling the value of the Acumatica solution, but also selling the value of what you bring to the table as a partner. And part of that is your knowledge and your skill set around understanding what's going on in a particular industry. So one of the things that I'm trying to do is start to provide you more and more information in the Sales Toolkit that will help you come up to speed on issues and concerns and topics in some of those key industries that we are focused on at Acumatica, and that I know you're focused on selling into. All right. What you will also find in here is our new high-definition intro video. So what's this? Well, now my Evernote seems to have gone south for the winter, but let me see if I can get it to come back up again. Come on, Mr. Evernote. And I'm running on parallels, by the way, which is why you keep seeing the two screens come up, because I'm running on Windows inside my Mac. But anyway, for those of you who were at our Partner Summit, you'll recall we actually had a nice opening video, up-tempo, focused on our branding message around unlocking your business potential. So that video is now inside the Sales Toolkit for you as well. We also have an Acumatica 5.0 video, and it's just decided to come back from the dead. Okay, so we've also got an Acumatica 5.0 video, which I will be putting up on the system very, very shortly, probably over the weekend. All right, so yeah, that video is there. And of course, the good thing about Evernote is if you have it on your iPad, not only will you have the video there, but you can launch it directly inside your iPad and share that out. All right, so good feedback there from a few people. Seem to really like that demo. So again, it's there, it's ready to rock and roll. And if you want a sneak preview, all right, if you want a sneak preview, and this is a little bit dangerous, okay, I'm going to show you something right now that we have coming for you very, very soon. I'm going to give you a quick sneak preview of a couple of our new websites. And one of those new websites just so happens to have, sitting on it, that particular video. Now, do not start using these websites, all right? We are going through our final testing now, and I'm just showing them to you for the sake of giving you somewhere where you can go and take a look at this video, but also just to give you a little sneak preview of the new look and feel of these new Acumatica websites. So the first one that I want to show you is our new Acumatica Developer Network website. Okay, and the new Acumatica Developer Network website will be coming up. We plan to bring it online in the next week. So this is the new look and feel of the Acumatica Developer Network website. And if you go to this website at acumaticasandbox.com/ADN, you'll see just down here, there is our video that I was referring to. And you can get to see that video and watch it for yourself. Okay, so that's there, and you can take a look at that. But again, remember, this website is under construction. That's why it says Acumatica Sandbox. So please do not go crazy with it. All right, if you find any issues, please feel free to communicate it to me. But we do know that there are issues because the pages are still being developed and they're still being finalized. Okay, and as Nancy also said, the video is up on YouTube. I put it up on the Acumatica YouTube channel, so as our channel trailer, so you can feel free to take a look at that. One of the other things, whilst we're in sneak preview mode, that I want to show you, which will be available a little later, is our new Acumatica Partner Portal. All right? Which again right now, because it's a work in progress, is sitting on that Acumatica Sandbox site, and the URL is /partners. And what will you see here? This is a completely new look and feel of the Partner Portal and the Partner Portal functionality. So again, all are protected with different levels of access depending on whether or not you're an associate, silver, or gold partner. Different ways of viewing information in the system. And right now, if you were to try and access any of this without the right username and password, well, what you're going to get is you're going to get a little message for you telling you that this content is members only. But what I'll just do is I will show you, I'll log on to the site using my password. That log-on page isn't quite ready yet, so I have to go in through the back door in WordPress. Now, by the way, all these sites are being built on top of WordPress, and that is, as you probably know by now from listening to me, that is a great platform on which to build these kinds of sites, because the beauty of it is that these sites, and I'm just going to stop sharing my screen for a minute just while I put in my username and password, because I don't want you all to then try and spend the next couple of days trying to hack my password, because there is a whole bunch of security on the front end. 1 second. Okay, so I'm now logged in. And you'll see what will happen once you're logged in. If I go and visit the site, you'll now see that I'm logged in and I have full access. So I get my full menu, all the content that you're familiar with. It's all in the process of being moved across to, oops, thank you, Roman. Yes, the screen is paused. Thank you. So now you'll see all the content that you're used to is being moved across. We have a nice, new, clean look and feel with the most commonly accessed functions right here on the home page. The latest news will also go up here on the home page. But if you're looking for example, your sales information, you'll click on the sales page and you'll now see this new, clean look and feel where you've got your opportunity management, your sales information, so you've got your sales materials there, for example. If you click on that, you've got all that information, your data sheets, battle cards, pricing calculators. This has all been built on WordPress. Okay, everything you see here is running on WordPress. Even right down to the point where if you want to go and log a new opportunity, what you'll see here is there is the opportunity management functionality, and that is embedded from Acumatica directly inside the new website and directly embedded inside WordPress. Alrighty, so hopefully you like the look and feel of the website. As I said, we're going to be launching this in a couple of weeks. And you'll receive notification of it as we go through the process of moving you across. And then the last one I'm going to give you a quick snapshot on is www. And this site is going to be the new Acumatica www website. All right. So this is the new look and feel of the Acumatica website. Again, much different to the current website. And right now, again, we are going through the process of bug bashing on the site. So if you do happen to stumble across this, if you do happen to go and start working around on the site, and you do find any issues with the content or with the site, please feel free to reach out to me. But you're going to see a completely new experience for people, a much more modern, much more business-like experience in the site. So, for example, when you're looking here at your customer case studies, right, we have our top case studies, then we have other case studies broken up according to the industry, okay, professional services, retail and e-commerce, manufacturing and distribution, and food and beverage, and so on. All right, we're building the Find a Partner functionality at the moment, or just finalizing how that works. But then you've also got information here about the solution. All right, people can sign up for a demo. They can view information on each of the different areas that we're focused on. And again, information here on extensions into the software. If I'm interested in a wholesale distribution, I click on there, takes me down to this page talking about wholesale distribution, what's our value proposition for wholesale distribution, and so on and so forth. So again, much cleaner, much nicer look and feel in the system. All right, and you'll be able to search through there, find company information. All of our blogs are up here as well. So all of that content, if it hasn't already been moved, it'll be being moved in the next couple of days. All right. So any feedback that you have on what you've just seen is more than welcome. all right? If you like the new look and feel, if you don't like the new look and feel, there's not much I can do about it because we did go through quite a significant process to settle on this. But I see a few people are saying that they like it, that it looks good. So hopefully that will be the overall feedback and experience for everyone. Okay, so little bit of a sneak preview there. Now let's get back to our originally scheduled topic. Our originally scheduled topic that I wanted to talk with you about today was social selling. And the reason why I picked social selling was I've been having a number of conversations with partners over the last couple of weeks. And we've been going through the process of building campaigns and going through and generating lists and so on. And one of the things that people are trying to do is they're trying to kind of do this one-to-many execution of sales tactics. So, you know, I want to generate a list of 1,000 people and send out 1,000 invitations to a webinar, or send out 1,000 direct mails to people, and so on and so forth. But interestingly, one of the things that came up as I was doing this with one of our partners was we picked a particular market, and then we started drilling down. And what we really discovered was that they're actually, when we specified the demographics, the geographics of the target market, so we said, well, we're looking at people in wholesale services with annual revenues of between, you know, 5 and 50 million in this particular geographical area. We only came up with around about, you know, 300 or 400 companies. So then we started to say, okay, well, let's drill down on it a little bit further. So let me take you through the specific process that I'm referring to. I use to build my lists, and you've seen me demonstrate this before, and this is not a sales pitch for Hoovers. I just show it because it's what I use. I know others of you use different systems. I think there's another system called OneSource or something like that. I mean, you can use whatever database or whatever list management system you choose to. This just happens to be the one that I am using. So I'll go in here and log in. Always helps if I get my password right. I use different passwords on every single website, so it's a matter of just getting each one of these sites to remember, or getting me to remember which I've used for every single site. So, for example, you know, if we go in and we select a metropolitan area, and let's say we're looking for the sake of the exercise, I don't know, who wants to suggest a metropolitan area? Anybody want to just quickly jump on the chat and suggest a metro area that they might like me to go and do a drill down on? Dallas, Fort Worth. Okay, so Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington, Texas. There we go. All right, so we've selected our location. And then I said, okay, well, what industry do we want? If we've got an SIC code, I can pick the SIC code. But Hoovers have an industry definition they call wholesale, and they call it wholesale something or other. Wholesale services, I think it was. Wholesale sector, that's it, wholesale sector. Oh, by the way, somebody just asked how much does this cost? Cost me $8,000 a year. And for that includes a certain number of downloads as well. All right, so a certain number of downloads of information once I pull it into lists. But then you can buy additional downloads after that. So wholesale sector. So in the wholesale sector in Dallas-Fort Worth, there's 18,731 And now, ouch, $8,000. In all honesty, I don't think that's that much to pay for this kind of information. And I paid for that out of my own pocket as an employee of Acumatica, because there is so much information in here which has been so useful for me. But again, you know what you're willing to spend, and you know what you consider to be expensive and what you consider to be inexpensive. I guess it always comes down to value, right? So I'm interested in looking at companies, seeing as how, Nancy, you've given me this, the parameters of Dallas-Fort Worth. What kind of revenue bucket are you interested in selling to? Companies with revenues between what? 5 million and 50 million, or what do you think? I'll give you 10 seconds to reply, and then I'll just pick one. 3 to 75, all right? So if I say between 3 and 75 million, so that gives me 1,311. So that's pretty darn good. That's bigger than what we got with the other one that I was doing. So then you might want to narrow it down a little bit further, and you might want to say, okay, maybe I want to narrow it down on the number of employees. Well, I want those organizations with at least 20 employees or more. That then narrows it down to 749. Okay, I can now go in here and start viewing more criteria if I want, and I can start narrowing it down on company information. So do I also then want to narrow it down on other information about company size, financial information? Okay, when's their financial year end? Who's their auditors? Any IPO information if I'm looking at public companies. There's a whole range of information I can pull out, but then I get my results. Okay? So now, I've now got my results. I'll just minimize my, my control panel there. I've now got my results, and I can now start narrowing this down, and I can start graphing some of this information out. So I can see companies with between 10 to 50 million, 5 to 10, 1 to 5, and so on and so forth. So this is actually going to show me those companies in here, which are the 1 to 3. All right. I can look at the by number of employees. Okay. 11 to 49, there's 484. 50 to 99, 173. By ownership type. Okay. Public or private companies. And location type, whether or not they are single location, whether it's a headquarters or whether it's a branch office. And so I can then start narrowing down on that. So let's say I only want the headquarters. So I select headquarters there. And what I now get in my list down the bottom here is my headquarters. So then I'm going to sort these by sales volume. Okay, going from the smallest to the largest. And then what we did was we went in and we said, okay, do you recognize any of these kinds of customers? And then the process was, yeah, well, we do recognize this customer. And the partner said, well, not this specific example in Dallas-Fort Worth, but they said, you know what, I've been trying to sell to Ed Tucker Distributor. So what do? We then drilled down and we looked at Ed Tucker Distributor. So if this was a company that was going to be worthwhile going after, we started to do our research. Now, what do you start seeing here? You're starting to see information about the key people in the organization, right? You can view detailed information about the family tree in this company, who are all the other different companies in the group, okay? Motorsport, Aftermarket Group, Lacey Distribution, and so on and so forth. So you can pull this information down. You can start seeing information about the people and the contacts there. Who's the CEO, who's the president, vice president of human resources, VP of sales, VP of logistics. All right, Dan Kent. So now we've got his details here being available with Connect Mail. So that means I can buy his email address from Hoover's, and if it's wrong, by the way, they'll give me my money back. If the email address bounces or he's no longer there or anything like that, they'll give me my money back. I just have to tell them. So I've got all that information. But then once I'm looking at this, I'm looking at John Lacey. So he's the CEO. So then what do I want to do? Well, maybe I might want to go ahead and start looking at him in more detail. So I've got John Lacey. And then the next thing I would do is I would go in and I would actually start searching. Because here's the thing. I have decided that this is the kind of company I want to go after. I want to go after this specific customer. There might be a particular reason. So I now want to craft a sales engagement. I want to craft a marketing engagement specifically with this company. So now I'm just going to start going through and I'm going to start gathering as much information as I can about this company to learn what they're doing. Now think about how much time I've spent on this so far. Not a huge amount of time, but I'm really starting to gain some good information about the company. So I'll go in here and log in to LinkedIn. And I can now start searching for John. Okay, so I'm now able to see, is this the person that I'm looking for? No. But again, I'm able to drill down and see if I can find John's details. Now I'm doing this live. This isn't something where I've gone and picked one that I know is going to come up and it's going to show me the exact information that I'm looking for. All right. So the other thing I might do is I might say, look, I can't find John specifically, but it's Ed Tucker Distributor. So maybe I'll go back here into LinkedIn and start looking for Ed Tucker. Okay, Ed Tucker Distribution. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like they've got a company entry in there. But what you can do is you can basically use all of these tools that you have at your disposal to then start going and building a profile of this particular company. Now, if I look at this, and I'll just go back, one of the things that you can see is that not only can I see all this information about the company and what's happening in their organization, I can go in here, I can view news, okay, see what's happening. Well, there you go. Here's some latest news, some other information, LDI complete merger, LDI add medical device company. Now, why LDI? What's LDI got to do with them? Let's go back. Well, this is LDI. So they've obviously got a number of different companies in the group. So I've got some news there about them. So maybe I might want to reach out and have a conversation. So I can now see that they've added this medical device company, and maybe there's something I want to do, okay, about this. So there you go. Finding the next platform business has been a top priority for LDI, said J.A. Lacey, the President and CEO. So finding the next platform business has been a top priority. So if they're interested in platform businesses, maybe they're interested in getting all of those platform businesses running on the same platform. So now I've got a reason to write potentially to John. Or maybe I might want to contact Jim Erickson at Utilmed if I think I've got a solution for him. So I can then start picking up all that information about them. And then I can go in here and I can go and print a report about this company. Or I've got more tools that I can find similar companies. But in this case, I'm going to go and print a quick report. And what this will do is this will now produce a company report for me with all of these different people inside the organization and who they are and so on and so forth. And there is their website, tuckerrocky.com. So now I can go and start looking at this website and start pulling information. So all that's great, okay? What I can now do is I can tailor a campaign that's not sending out 1,000 emails. It's not contacting 1,000 different companies. It's doing a very focused engagement around this specific customer. So it's being really deliberate about who you're going after. All right. Now the great thing about all this information is, if you're utilizing Acumatica, what can you now do? Well, you can now start using our CRM, and you can start pumping that information into Acumatica and saving it inside the CRM functionality. You can also start utilizing the web services capability of Acumatica together with the product from Acumatica, that if you were at the Partner Summit, you would have seen that product demonstrated. Now, if you weren't at the Partner Summit and you would like to see a demonstration of that particular product, as a matter of fact, if you would like to see a whole bunch of different videos from the summit, we will be releasing those in the next week, so you should stay tuned on the partner portal to start seeing some of those links. But, for example, I'm just going to give you a quick snapshot and show you one of those videos so you can have a quick look. Don't go away, just stand by. I'm going to pause while I quickly go in and open up on my system my document that's got all of the links to where I can find all of the demonstrations. Please stand by. Again, this is the advantage of coming to these sessions, is you get a whole bunch of these sneak previews of stuff that not everybody else gets to see. So, all right, and there it is, keynotes and breakouts. You're not supposed to be able to see anything right now, okay? I'm just looking up the URLs for these things. So there we go. Here's our solution showcase. And there's my link, copy link address. So for example, if you would like to see all of the solution showcase demos that we did on stage, then please visit this link. If you would like to see the Acumatica 5.0 demonstrations, so this one, I'll just put it into the chat for you, Acumatica 5.0. There you go. There's the link for the Acumatica 5.0. And let me just unfreeze my screen. All right, so what you'll see is if you choose one of these links, it's going to open up a page for you. This is how we're going to be delivering a whole bunch of this new content and demos through the Demos on Demand platform. All you do is you'll click on Play Demo, and you'll see it will open up a new player, and away we go. For those of you who were there will remember that we started the session off with a really nice little video on Acumatica 5.0. And then I can go across here and click on the link.
All right. So if you're like me, you'd start your day with probably your email. So I'm going to log into my email. I happen to use Office 360. And
you can jump to other areas in the demo.
In Acumatica 5. So I would like to invite our Director of Product Management, Gabrielle, to show you what else we have in store for you. Thank you, Adi. It is an honor to be with you today. I am amazed at how much progress we have made since the first part. We are doing a lot more on mobile.
You can see what's happening from a mobile deployment perspective.
I would like to get Acumatica CEO Mike C to come up on stage and tell us more about our strategy. Mike.
Okay, so those links are there for you to have a quick sneak preview of. But again, as I said, next week we will be putting these links up onto the partner portal for you, so you can go ahead and watch all of the sessions, all of the keynote sessions from day 1 and day 2 that you missed out, and a number of the different breakout sessions as well will also be put up onto the portal for you next week. So that's it. Hopefully you found today's session to be worthwhile. You found it to be useful. And you got some little hints and tips around different things. So again, just a quick reminder as we wrap up, because we're at the end of our allotted time. Matter of fact, I'm 5 minutes over. We move next week. From next week onwards, we're moving to Friday. So we start next Friday will be the Demo University again. And all things being equal, I'm going to have Gabriel is going to come along, and I'm going to see if I can get him to give all of you a detailed overview of what's coming up in Acumatica 5.0, so you can start getting ready to talk about that with prospects. You can start getting ready to demo the solution. So that's my plan for next week. I just have to make sure I can get into his very busy schedule for next week. But failing that, of course, you'll be getting to listen to me next week. And I'm going to talk a little bit about negotiating next week, because it's end of quarter, and we all know what happens at end of quarter. Deal pressure is on, and oftentimes negotiation skills become very, very important when it comes time to bring those deals in. So next week's focus is going to be on effective negotiation, and Gabriel will also be joining us to do a 5.0 session if I can get him to come along. Remember, if there's specific topics you want, you just need to ask. Mike, I saw your request for a session on Evernote. So, yep, I will schedule that in. And if Gabriel can't make it along next week, I'm going to show you how you can effectively use the Evernote toolkits that I have put together as well. All right? So, with that, I'd like to say thank you. I wish you a great weekend, and look forward to talking with you again next week. Thanks, and bye-bye.